Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of World of Warcraft. My name is Addons, and today we're going to be leveling up a little bit more here. So first off, there was a mail icon. Let's check to see what mail we've got today. From Asmodean, we have jewel crafting things. Hey, I thought you might be able to use this stuff for a video or whatnot. Awesome. We'll definitely use that when we're leveling up our jewel crafting later. From Gorthiel, dear sir, I would love to join your fine establishment for the Horde. Sure. Since this Sunday, we're going to be having our live stream. If you just go ahead and, what we'll be doing is any point there, you can join the guild, if you log on and just send me a tell during that, if you haven't gotten a chance to by that point. From Dratnos Woot, hello, I would love to be in your guild, but you're never on, except he misspelled never. Well, just message me back, you got my toon name now. Yeah, so just again, if you're interested in joining our guild, and here's somebody just saying, keep up the awesome videos, thank you, Gile. And somebody sent me some fell iron ore, which looks like green candy. Here's a little fan mail for you. I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. Now blow up Orgrimmar. No, I'm not going to blow up Orgrimmar. Maybe Stormwind. Anyways, for those of you that are interested in how you can join this guild, because people are rarely on, because the guild is still fairly small, and there's more people interested in it than there are actually in it right now. This Sunday, what we'll be doing is anybody, during the live stream, because we're being live streaming this tomorrow, or Sunday with Nearby Gamer, anybody that's interested will be able to join the guild then. If you haven't already had a chance, just, if you can type, here's what you can do. You can type /who drat, and that'll show you anybody who has drat in either their name or the guild name, and then you can whisper them, and they should be able to invite you to the guild. Just click on their name and say, and that sends them a private little whisper like that, gives them a little notification, they should hear that. Let me set myself to busy, actually, busy recording, so that anybody who sends me will get a little message saying that I'm recording. Right. I believe that's stuff that I needed to cover. Oh! Okay, let's do this. While the frozen throne lies dormant, the grasp that the Lich King once held over the Scourge grows ever weaker. His grip on a weakling like Devlin Agaman should be weak enough that we can remove it entirely. Speak with Shadow Priestess Malia in the manor on the east side of town. She will assist you in the procedure. Awesome. So yeah, the Lich King no longer controls... Arthas is no longer the Lich King, and so his control over these guys is very much fractured. And it's very easy now to break them from that, relative to beforehand. Here's Executor Zygand. War Chief's command, Silverpine Forest. All able-bodied members of the Horde are hereby ordered to report to Grand Executor Mortus at Forsaken High Command in Silverpine Forest. Now, more than ever, your help is needed in routing the enemy infestation of the region and conquering the port of Gilneas. To reach Forsaken High Command, you must travel south through Tirisfal Glades, and enter Silverpine Forest. From there, follow the road until you reach Forsaken High Command. Onward, brother, destiny calls. Okay. And we need to go ahead and just complete this procedure, and that should be the last quest we do in this area, before we then head southwards to Silverpine Forest. So what do we need to do for the Grasp Weekends? I read the quest text. We need to find Shadow Priestess Malia, so I'm going to do Shadow /tar Shad. Alright, there we go, there's Shadow Priestess Malia, she's over here. I can see on my mini-map. I've just used /tar to target her. Let's see, yes. Are you ready to begin the procedure? I am ready. Very well. Follow me. $10 for going upstairs. Oh yeah, knew it. For those of you wondering, some people were... I might have not been very clear in episode 4, what the fourth secondary profession is. It is archaeology. It's fishing, first aid, cooking, and archaeology. In archaeology, you basically look for old fragments of stuff. Now it is time for us to begin. Devlin Agaman! Listen to my voice. Your mortal remains have been gathered here in this place where you spent your childhood. Resist the Lich King's will, Devlin. Come to us. Spirit of Devlin Agaman. What's going on here? What? Am I home? You people, what are you doing here? Why are you in my house? Mother! Father, Thurman, where are you? Come help me! No, I remember. My family is dead, and so am I. And my soul belongs to the Scourge. Oh, goodness, combat. Okay. Fun. That's not very pleasant. I guess we have to kill this guy. Oh, I guess we shouldn't be using Strike, because it has the same... Oh, no, it doesn't have the same cooldown. Oh, yes, it does have the same cooldown as our Shield Slam. So we may as well just be using Shield Slam, now that we have it. Because we are, again, specialized in protection, so I'm just going to delete that. And scoot this on over here. Alright, there's the procedure completed, I guess. Shadow is still there. Shadow of Agamand. I'd better return to my post. You can find me downstairs if you need anything. So for those of you wondering, if you're not on the US realms, that's why you're not able to find the server Draktheron. So if you're on the EU realms, the nearest thing is Drakthul. And what I've actually got are some people over there are creating a Draconian guild. So if you're interested in joining that, just search for that. It's unofficial. I don't sanction it. Like, I don't have any control over how the guild runs. But if you're interested in joining a community of fans, that should work over there. Alright, neither of these are better for us than our current things, so that's a pain. Oh, there we go. We've just completed 50 quests. Another achievement. This game has so many achievements. You see we have 40 achievement points right now. It's possible to have, like, more than 10,000.
That better be good.
You've done much for us here, Dratnos, but men of your caliber are needed elsewhere. To the east lies the Bulwark, a fortified barricade against the ravages of the Plague Lands. The Bulwark protects us from Scourge invasions, and has allowed us enough sanctity to build up our forces here in Tirisfal Glades. Go, speak with High Executor Darrington. He is an ally and will doubtless appreciate whatever aid you can give him. We'll go ahead and, so we have two options here. We can either do War Chief's Command, Silverpine Forest, and start advancing that storyline. Or we can do, the east, always to the east thing, which is going over to the Bulwark. We're gonna go ahead and do that, because the Silverpine Forest quests are quite intensive, and we might be able to just get to 15 without doing Silverpine Forest, and we can come back to it later. Because once we get to level 15 or so, we'll be doing our live stream with Nearby, and we'll skip out on some questing anyway. So let's go ahead and try and just finish up this zone. Head over this way. That seems like a fair, decent idea. Yes. That's what we're going to be doing, indeed. Just going to be walking along here, over in this general direction. Let's see if we can... We've still got tracking on for both minerals. You can actually track a lot of things now. You can track different townsfolk. So if you're interested in finding any of these useful NPCs. Flight Masters, low-level quests. So low-level quests don't actually show up on your minimap unless you turn that tracking on, which is nice. It's a very, very good feature. They used to have it not do that, and that was a pain. Fishing supplies here. We'll just sell our junk here. We don't have any junk, but we'll sell that. Oh, and there's some fishing recipes here. We'll just go ahead and learn cooking recipes, because why not? Those aren't fishing recipes, sorry. Those were recipes for cooking that involve fish. We only got one of them. So there's a little bit of lag that we must have gotten there, because we right-clicked on both. We only got one of them, because we still need to learn that one. There it is. For those of you wondering how much gold we have now got 59 silver, 42 copper on this character. Combined with on our alt character that you've seen in the special video that should be up by now. 9 silver and 93 copper. If it's not up by now, it'll be up in a few hours from when you see this. Cool. Onwards we go. Remember, we killed these dusk bats around here for the quests in that little place we just passed. Let's see if we can find any ore along the side of the hill here. Oh, and there's a decrepit Darkhound. A little bit lower level than us, and actually quite a lot lower level. Not even worth engaging. Level 5, we're going to get, like, virtually no experience. And they're also not going to aggro from much range. Aggro is a term in World of Warcraft. It basically means when one of these red guys, or a yellow guy that you've provoked somehow, latches onto you and is fighting you. So aggro is used both when you first walk close enough for them to attack you, and if they're attacking multiple things, and you then become the target of their hate. Because they're only going to be attacking one thing at a time, and so if you're with like your buddy, and it hates them more, and then you make it so that they hate you more by, like, doing lots of damage or taunting them or whatever, then that's called aggroing them. So if you're a tank, like I am, the tank role, we've picked protection. Our job in group situations is going to be to hold the aggro. Our job is going to be to take the hits, while the other people in the group do the damage. And what we want to then do is hold the aggro the whole time, pretty much. That's the, ooh, you see, we've just aggroed a Vampiric Dustback, to use our new vocabulary. He's level 8, so he's still yellow. This game uses a kind of standardized color coding. Basically, gray means way low level. Green means pretty low level. Yellow means at or around your level. Orange means above your level. And red means super difficult above your level. So those are all different. It's useful that applies to, like, quests. You can see these are both yellow, which means that they're both appropriate for our level. And we should be able to complete them solo by ourselves at this level. And also mobs, if we mouse over them, you can see it actually puts their level here, and it's level 8. Now that's, this isn't actually how you'd see it in the original interface. In the original interface, that there would still be that thing, but it would look a bit different, because, indeed, we have a UI mod here, a UI modification, or as they're often called, add-on, that changes how our display looks up here, and one of the things I've got a mod for actually changes how these unit frames look. which it's a very useful mod. I've got quite a lot of mods. If I type /ACP here, this is actually add-on control panel, and this is all the different add-ons that I have installed that I'm using right now. So yes, quite a lot of mods. I actually went through which ones I was using before I got started in episode 1 of this series. Here we are. Here's the bulwark. There's a graveyard, so if we die, we're going to respawn here if we're within range and closer than, say, back at Brill. They've tried to put more graveyards in the game. It used to be there was like 1 graveyard per zone. That was a very bad thing. So here we have, you can see this guy's yellow. And if you look at the tooltip in the bottom right, it actually says Orgrimmar. So this guy's associated with the Orgrimmar faction, which is basically the orcs. These guys are associated with the Argent Crusade, which is a faction that's basically a shoot-off of the Argent Dawn, which is, as I've mentioned before, a anti-Scourge but pro-Forsaken arrangement. Alright, so we've got a quest now, at war with Scarlet Crusade. Sorry, I forgot to read that. I'll read that now. Though the strength of the Scarlet Crusade wanes, we are still at war. The report Executor Addons sent me indicates Scarlet Crusaders have been raiding from the ruined tower in southeastern Tirisfal near the Balnir farmstead under the command of Captain Vachon. Vachon, I don't even know. Kill 3 of his zealots and 4 of his friars because I like arbitrary numbers. It should prove to be a devastating blow to the Crusade because they totally don't just respawn. And here's Apothecary Dithers. Have you seen the plagued Bruins that wander to the west of here? That's back into Tirisfal, not across the bulwark. Those hides were so hideous, so diseased, so perfect. Fetch me 5 of them. I've got an idea for an anti-scourge poison that's guaranteed to succeed. There's no way it's gonna succeed.
What do you need?
I do have a thing to sell here. I'll just go ahead and hit sell junk, and it should automatically sell that. That is also a little mod there. Super useful. Some people have been telling me to not call them mods, to call them add-ons, whatever. It's basically the same thing. In effect, it modifies your game experience a little bit, although WoW mods don't actually allow you to do anything that another person theoretically wouldn't be able to do without add-ons. They've actually banned certain add-ons that have done that. Like, I remember in Wrath of the Lich King, there was this add-on that let you draw on, like, the 3D world, and it was this really cool, like, trigonometric formula that made it... It was super cool, like, if you look at the actual code, but they banned it because it was too overpowered. It basically made people too good, and they got an advantage that wouldn't really have been feasible to get. Like, they could do things that it really wasn't possible to do without the mod with the same level of skill. Which is kind of true of all mods. Like, all good mods, there's mods to help you heal better and all that, and they all make you play a little bit above your skill level, but there's a certain point where it becomes, where Blizzard basically steps in and says enough is enough. Some people argue that that should be a lot more. Some people actually think that the reason that this game is getting easier, because this game is known as an easy game, is that the UI mod situation has gotten out of hand, and that Blizzard should start cracking down and basically allow no UI mods, or in some cases just cosmetic ones. Regardless, it's an interesting debate. I like add-ons. I think they're cool. I think they add to the game, and I think that for the most part they make this a little bit of a more exciting place. I think that the reason that the game has gotten easier is because more information is available to more people, and the game is played by more people, and people are just better at the game. It happens. Alright, so that's up there is where the enemy are. We need to be killing more bears, though, because we killed like 4 and we only got 1 drop, which is a pain. That's kind of something that you'd expect from old WoW, not from Cataclysm WoW, but that's okay. There's enough bears. We'll be fine. We'll keep killing bears. Killing bears luckily enough, Shield Slam rather, is doing quite a lot of damage for us. Even though you'd expect us to be not doing that much damage because we're sword and shield. Or, as I might start calling it, sword and board, because that rhymes, and a shield sort of a board. They actually call it that in a lot of cases. Da-da-da-da, we've gotten ourselves a bracer, but they're cloth bracers, and they're way worse than our current bracers, and here's some copper. You can actually see, if you look at the tab there, if you looked at the tooltip there, the thing that said requires mining was actually yellow. That means that I'm guaranteed to get a skill up by harvesting the node. So basically, with the same standardized color system applies. If it's red, then you're not able to mine it. If it's yellow, then that's perfect for your level, and you're going to be it's actually a bit above what your current skills should be mostly lore-wise able to do in a particular profession, and you're guaranteed to gain points from doing it. You're guaranteed to get better at stuff. And if it's yellow, then it's about 50% shot. I think I've already mentioned this actually when I was crafting some stuff earlier, but it's the same thing for gathering nodes, like mining, herbalism. All of that's gathering. skinning as well. Yes. This guy's trying to run away. That's a fairly common thing we're going to start seeing in humanoid mobs like these Scarlet Crusaders, is that they're just going to start running away here after they get to about 20% health. And it's our job to make sure that what they're going to do is they're going to try and run, and if they actually get near to another person, they'll alert that person to our presence, and then they'll all come back to get us. Now, if you look on the ground here, what does this remind you of? The correct answer would be the dead corpses from Lillian Vess's over there when we had that little encounter, and she basically escaped the awesome little thingy. Yes, that's what those should remind you of. We are entering combat. Combat with the Scarlet Friar here. Yes, he is a friar and he is Scarlet, and we will be killing him. That is our plan. Some lovely killing of the Scarlet Friar going on here. Yes, good stuff. Very good stuff. And mine. Awesome. We still need to kill 1 Zealot and 2 Friars. They should be available inside the thing here. Just receiving a phone call. I will be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. And here's Captain Vachon. Actually, I'm sure we're going to have to get another quest in like a bit to come and kill this guy. That's another kind of thing that that old WoW had us doing a lot, was killing guys because they were in our way, and then coming back and having to kill him again. Here we didn't probably have to engage him, but it was the logical next place for me to go and kill things. So that's kind of infuriating if we are going to have to come back and kill Captain Valtron. The better way to do that, in my opinion, would be to have him drop a quest item. Yeah, because look, see, there's not enough dudes here. Actually, is there a friar up here? Yeah, okay, there's one. But even so, we had to kill a friar inside to get to the desired number of kills. So here's a badly designed quest, for those of you wondering. Now, this game has literally thousands of quests, so it's understandable that they have a few that are, you know, not perfectly intuitive. There's also a chance that I've gone through it in a way that not most people do, but I think most people, I'd say at least 50% of the people taking this quest probably end up killing that guy. And as a quest designer in a game, you probably don't necessarily want that to happen. So there's a little theory of questing note. Alright, so the bears probably haven't respawned over here. Luckily, the map tells us there's a second habitat for bears, which is over this way. So we'll just head over and kill some more bears. Bears. I know a lot of you have been saying, don't speed up my stuff. A lot of you have been saying, speed it up to 1.5x when I'm grinding. It turns out, it's a lot easier if I just don't do that, because then I have to go back into post-production. And the nice thing about this series right now is that I can just fire up the game, hit record, and get going. And so that's what I'm going to continue doing. There was actually enough of you that just said, show me the whole thing, please, that I figured, you know what, why not? This is a game where I actually know enough of the lore to back myself up and have something to kind of talk about even when we're not really doing much. Which is pretty much what I'm going to do. So if you have any questions about this game, please continue to ask them. I've tried to catch as many of them as I can in the comments, and I have tried to respond to those. However, there's a good chance that if yours has been on a comment on an episode 4 or less, I haven't released episode 5 at the time of this recording. I'll release that tomorrow at the time of this recording, yesterday when this comes out. But if you had a question on episodes 1 through 4 that has been unanswered, go ahead and repost it on this episode, and I'll try and get it to you by episode, whatever, 9 or whenever, however much I've recorded up to. I don't know how much more free time I'm going to have this week to pre-record episodes, so you might not be seeing any more WoW until, like, Saturday or so. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm trying very hard to make sure that you guys continue to get your content from me, because I know how much it matters to you that some guy on the internet makes a video of something each day. That's, I know how deeply important it is in your daily goings-on. Let's go ahead and get a charge off on this bear. This is really annoying here that they've got such a low drop rate. Either that or we're just getting ridiculously unlucky here with some random number generation, or RNG, as it's, I'm not sure if it's this game that blames RNG for a lot of things. I think it is, yeah. I think in this game it's fairly commonplace to blame all your woes on RNG, which basically means, like, if you're killing a boss that has a chance of dropping a piece of loot that you want, and you never get it, and you kill him week after week and you're not getting it, then you blame that on RNG. Or if you can't roll high enough to beat the other, whatever your class is in the group, and that's RNG, random number generation. That's basically what it is. And you can, if you're like a tank and you keep getting killed by a boss, getting ridiculously lucky and a chain of hits on you, that's RNG as well. Just always blame RNG. Which, as a person who's done theater, the first few times I was there, I was like, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? Why are we blaming these two guys from a fairly not well-known Tom Stoppard play? But then I realized what it meant. So there you go. There's a little top tip for the day. You now know what RNG means, and you also know what it means in a theater context, which is in fact the play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. It's a very, very interesting play. It's by Tom Stoppard. It's set actually in Hamlet, but it follows two of the side characters, which is it's a unique perspective. It's very much like wordplay and that kind of stuff. However, it's good. I think it's like 2 hours. So if you ever see Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, you now know enough to talk about it semi-intelligibly for about 30 seconds, unless somebody calls your bluff. There you go. That's what I do with sports. It's like the IT crowd thing. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? The thing about Arsenal is that they always try and walk it in. That thing. That's what they did in one of the IT crowd episodes. And they basically faked their way through sports conversations that way. That's pretty much what I do. Except my line is usually, yeah, so how about that local sports team? The thing about that pitcher/hitter dude is that they should have either put him in sooner or pulled him out sooner, right? And then you kind of go from there, gauge the situation that way. If anybody brings up the word playoffs, usually your correct choice is to groan. Because the thing about the playoffs, usually, regardless of which sport it is, like 31 teams that go into the playoffs are not going to get out of the playoffs if you've got a playoff of 32 people. So usually it's a pretty safe bet that your city is disappointed about the playoffs. If it wasn't, you'd probably have heard about it on the news. So, whenever you hear people mentioning playoffs, usually your best bet is to take a disappointed tact. This is all stuff if you don't know your local sports scene, but are interested in seeming like you do, there's a little handy tip that you can use. It's very true. The alternative is to actually just research a bit. That's a secondary alternative. However, some of us play video games instead of researching stuff, so that's sometimes not an option. It's always useful though to have a preparatory phrase or quip to resort to, and that's what we do. I'm sure that there are people who live in Korea and have to do the same thing with StarCraft 2. Yeah, how about those zealots or whatever? Thing about the Protoss is that they always try and walk it in or whatever. Right, here we go. There's the Argent Dawn. See, that's a different faction than the Argent Crusade. The Argent Crusade split off from the Argent Dawn, and originally their main job was basically to go to Northrend and bring the Argent Dawn there. And now they've kind of returned to Azeroth, which is actually, Northrend is technically part of Azeroth, but usually Azeroth refers to the continents of Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. But technically it refers to the whole world, so not Outland. Alright, our next thing, this isn't quite there. It needs something to give it a little more zing. I've got it! The spiders to the north have a potent venom that'll do the trick. See if you can extract some for me, Dratnos. And, a deadly new ally is also, a quest that we've just got. I'll go ahead and read that out to you at the start of next episode. Which might not be for a little while, and if I forget to do that, please don't yell at me, because, I might just forget. It happens. I forget things. Sometimes I don't remember what I've promised in episodes before. It's quite a lot to remember sometimes. So there we go. Sold all my stuff. Here's the bat handler that we knew from before, actually. We could fly back to Brill if we wanted to, and actually, it looks like we've automatically now learned all of the flight paths in Silverpine Forest as well, which is, very cool. I don't know exactly if there's a change that's done that so that now you learn flight points as you level up, but either way, that's awesome. We're now level 10.8. 10.8. So thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Please remember to like this video if you liked it, and let me know if you're interested in being recruiter-friended, which is if you don't have this game but want to, or Scroll of Resurrected, which is if you had a US account that was deactivated on or before March 4th and want to be brought back into this game and gain some rewards. So, thanks everybody for watching. My name has been Dratnos. Goodbye.